I'm Howard Bragman, and welcome to this episode of Gwissues. Today we're going to talk about something serious. There seems to have been at least a perceptual epidemic of deaths among some very famous porn actors lately, and here to shed some insight on this is the legendary adult entertainer, drag queen, producer, director, Chi LaRue. Thanks for joining us today, Chi.
Hey, thanks for having me, Howard.
Nice. You mentioned earlier when we were talking Joey Stefano, I look at Eric Rhodes, I look at Josh Weston, Roman Ragazzi, Arpad Miklos, and now Wilfred Knight.
Yes.
Is there an epidemic of death in the porn community right now?
Well, it seems that way because it's all happening right now. It's all happening like within the last year with, yes, I would say probably, but it's very perplexing for me, especially now with Wilfred, because Wilfred and I were like really, really close. I was very close to all these guys, but I had just spoken to Wilfred. So epidemic, yeah, I mean, right now it seems that way.
As so many in the gay community look at these guys as gods. Physically, they're gods. I mean, you look at Eric Rhodes' body and the face of some of these guys and the sexuality and the endowment.
Well, what's funny about it is Eric Rhodes was never happy with his body. He was always trying to make it better, and he didn't like his legs.
I think there's a big I think there's a disconnect here, and the disconnect because we on the outside look at these guys and say, "Oh my God, they look perfect, so they must be perfect." But it doesn't mean that they don't have their own demons, does it?
Well, no, and that's true of every aspect of the world. That's true with actors in legitimate film, and it's true with bodybuilders at the gym. It's true with guys that go dance. It's true with, I think it's true with businessmen who feel insecure about their business and if what's underneath their suit. It's like, I don't know. I think there's insecurities all over. I know because I'm very, very insecure. That's why I don a dress every once in a while so I can bring out the wild side. So,
is it fair to idolize these guys as gay men because we didn't have out celebrities for so long, and I think porn stars were the guys that we really turned to and said, well, these are kind of our celebrities and these are heroes. Can they not handle it? Is it hard being a quote-unquote role model?
Well, Joey Stefano, we can go back that far. He became so popular and so famous so fast, and what's funny about it is back then when he became popular, we were idolizing all the gay for pay straight actors like Ryan Idle and Ken Riker and all these guys that were quote unquote gay for pay straight trade actors. That's what we were all looking for. We were all looking for the next Jeff Stryker, Ryan Idle, and Joey Stefano came along and was very gay and very happy about being a bottom and was so cute, and he was very personable and had a great personality, and people took to him really fast. Well, it became a demon to him that he couldn't go anywhere without being recognized. I mean, even Madonna knew who he was when she went to the Gaiety Theater and saw him dance there. She knew who he was and she wanted him in her book. So, I don't think he could handle it either. And he was, dealing with demons at home, and the porn industry does not create the demons. The demons are there already. And I just, it may be one more symptom to add to that, but the
exhibitionism and the fact that you have to live your life on screen.
And there's guys that I know that have been doing this, Howard, since I started, that are still around and still, normal and happy, and some of them are directors now, and some of them are, I had a boy that just became a trauma nurse in Austin, Texas, and he's great. He did movies.
I look at these guys, and as I get older, as we all get older, we all get our insecurities about our physicality as we get older, and we'll be hot, and we'll be able to do what we used to do when we were younger. Well, if these guys can't do what they did when they were younger, people are criticizing them. I think there's steroid abuse that goes
absolutely.
with it. I think
that goes along with this, Howard. People are doing lots of steroids now. Steroids, when you get into the porn industry, it seems now these guys, they all compare themselves to each other. And if someone like, I'll just use as an example, Landon Conrad, like that's their gym, works out, he's big, he's getting bigger. You compare yourselves to these guys. And I had lunch with a guy yesterday that's in the business, and he was talking about, oh, I'm so small, I'm so, I need to be bigger. And I'm thinking, no, you don't. You are a handsome, gorgeous Greek man with a natural, beautiful body. But you can't really say it. You can't tell them. They're not going to listen to you. It's not going to be like, I'm going to go to lunch with this kid, and I'm going to tell him that he's beautiful, and then he's going to take that and say,
our
okay.
insecurities are deep in our body. They have nothing to do with our exterior. Yes. I also think that a number of them have become rent boys, and I think the pornography, particularly in Arped's case, he was an escort, made him a lot of money.
That ate him alive, Howard. He was, I knew Arpad from the minute he got into the industry, and we were friends also. And I always, I made fun of him because he talked like a Hungarian, and everything was monotone, and he was happy, he was sad, he was glad, he was mad. It was all the same. But he was a big teddy bear doll. But he wanted love. He was looking for love, and he was looking for everyone to love him. And I think he liked doing the escort work because these people were wanting him. They were desiring him.
As hot as it is to be desired and be loved by, 10 men a week. What he may have wanted was one man a week, and I think the pornography and the hustling makes it hard to find a real relationship.
Of course. It's like and the porn industry nowadays, Howard, is kind of in the toilet. It's with piracy, just like in the music industry, and just like in Hollywood. DVDs and things are a thing of the past, and if you can go on to the internet and pull up something that just came out yesterday and see it, no one's going to buy it. So the prices of paying compensation for scenes and for appearances have gone down. And so these guys have to do more to make the same amount as they would if they did one. And it's a hustle. And there are so many, many guys and girls doing it now. It's like, it seems to be an easy job.
All right. To finish up here, I'm going to give you some names, and I just want you to tell me one or two sentences about each, because as beautiful physically as these guys were, they're human beings, and I never want to forget that, and I know you don't. So, Joey Stefano, a sentence or two, please.
Young, sweet, funny, kooky.
Eric Rhodes.
Also funny, very dark, and a goofball.
Adam Faust.
I didn't know Adam that well, but what I knew of Adam was that he was very nice to his friends. Loved him. His friends loved him. I didn't know him that well, and I only worked with him once, so I didn't know that much about him.
Josh Weston.
One of my best friends before he got into his world of crystal meth. So athletic, so healthy, so perfect, the most beautiful translucent skin, and hilariously dry humor. So funny.
Roman Ragassi.
another one that I didn't know that well. He was stunning. He was when I got nervous whenever I would talk to him at industry events because he was hard to look at because he was so beautiful. And I didn't know that much about him, but I heard from his friends that he was a very nice man also.
Arpad Miklos?
Oh, Arpad was a very big, nice man. I loved him. He was just this big Hungarian sweetheart. He would bring me back Hungarian wine, and we would go eat at skewers down the street, and he would talk about wanting to be in love. And you know, I lost touch with him over the last couple of years because the last movie he did for me was kind of the last time that I really spoke to him, and he was great.
Wilfred Knight.
Another one of my dear friends. Wilfred was a emotional slave to whatever he was doing, and he had this boyfriend that I think they were so attached it was a little dangerous. He was a big French doll. We loved French music together, and I loved being around him. He was crazy kooky. He dressed up like Jesus with a bloody thorn one porn award show and made everybody laugh, and just he was great.
As one of the pillars of that adult community, what have you changed in your life and your work with the deaths of these guys? And the second part of the question is, what is we as viewers and consumers, what should we change?
Well, idolizing these guys is rough. I don't think. I mean, I think that they all deserve to have fans, and I've always said if you take your clothes off and you perform in front of a camera and people get to watch you, you're a star right away. The word porn star is thrown around so easy, but I think that if you, just like drag, if you put on drag and you go out to a club, you're a star. You're a drag queen. You're a star because you've taken that step to open yourself up and give yourself to people, and that's what these guys are doing. And that's why I'm so big on safe sex and in my movies, because I'm thinking if these guys do these movies and they use condoms and they portray that to their fans, maybe the fans will do that too when they're out and they pick up somebody random at a bar or something. They will remember that Matthew Rush put a condom on in the last movie that they saw of him, and they'll do it. What have I changed about myself? I've had to adapt to this economy, and with these movies I make, I'm now making movies for the amount that I used to pay some of the actors. So it's wild. I want everyone to be told the truth. I want honesty. I want to make sure that everybody wants to do this before they even step on a set. I've always never made anybody do anything that they don't want to do on a set. No pressure. You don't want to do something. You don't want to, I ask you to do something. You don't want to do it. There's no making someone do something. They're in control. They are definitely in control of themselves on the set and in their life. And they have to take care of themselves, and we have to love each other and be nicer to each other. I have learned in the last year to really be a nicer person. And I've learned that from a lot of people in my life. I've taken some steps in my life to learn to be nicer. The term, "don't you know who I am," doesn't ever come out of my mouth anymore. It used to, a lot, but doesn't anymore. And you know what?
Everybody knows you, don't worry.
Well, you know what? But that's whatever. I'm just saying that term is thrown around by so many people, and it's like, you know what? No, I don't know who you are. Now get out. So I just learned. I think that we need to be nicer to people, as gay people, as a world, as porn stars, as shoe salesmen, as the barista at Starbucks. Be nice to everybody. Be nice to them. They'll be nice to you, and that's all. I mean, you just can go through life and try to be as nice to everybody as you can. If someone's not nice to you, still be nice to them. Walk away. Let it roll off. There's just so much. The world seems to be getting a little agitated, more and more each day. And if you can be less agitated, that'll maybe take a little bit off of the rest of the world.
Larry,
So, I guess.
I adore you. I love your message. I'm
Thank
grateful
you,
for
Howard.
you for your honesty today and your ability to look inward. You can imagine how many people in your industry didn't want to talk about this and freaked out when I emailed them or called them about this.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody for watching Gwissues. You can click and subscribe to Gwist TV, look at some of our past episodes, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
Howard.